What's up, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. It's new release day here on the channel. Today, for this particular episode, we're going to take a look at the brand new, it's actually coming out in just a couple of weeks, album from New York-based progressive metal band Iceage, Waves of Loss and Power on Sensory Records. So this is pretty cool news because for those of you who are progressive metal fans, you might have remembered this band debuted back in 1999 with an excellent album called The Great Divide. Then they came out 2 years later with Liberation in 2001. And then they disappeared off the face of the earth. Tell the nose. They're back. So 20 plus years later, they have they reformed a couple years ago, but they finally got around to putting out their new CD. Ken Golden over at Laser's Edge and Sensory Records scooped them up. Let's take a look at this before we start talking about it. All right, cool artwork, I think. And then you pop the CD out. There are the guys in the band. I had the pleasure of seeing these guys at Nearfest many years ago. And was quite impressed. Here you got the lyrics, more artwork, pictures of the guys. Here you get the whole picture right there. I think that's cool when you got that. Right? You got the guy in the suit of armor sitting on the rocking horse, and then in the middle, the rocking horse, I guess, broke. And you still have the birds flying all about. Their eagles, actually, it looks like. So, yeah, pretty cool. So, the guys in the band are Josh Pincus on vocals and keyboards, Jimmy Pappas on guitars, Hal Aponte, drums and percussion, and Doug Odell, 4 and 5 string electric bass. All music composed by Iceage, produced by Jimmy Pappas and Josh Pincus, lyrics by Josh Pincus. So, for those of you who have never heard Iceage before, just imagine, if you will, Dennis DeYoung singing, playing keyboards for Dream Theater. Sort of. That's always kind of how I describe them. There's much more than that. But Josh sounds like a young Dennis DeYoung. I mean, literally, he sounds just like Dennis DeYoung. And the music of the band, maybe not quite as heavy as Dream Theater, but certainly Dream Theater is at their most progressive and symphonic. There are little touches of Kansas and maybe Saga, as well as classic sticks like, Grand Illusion era sticks, back in the 70s. But great vocals, nice dynamics between the heavier and the softer stuff, epic length compositions, blazing guitar work, good riffs, lots of nice keyboard textures on the album. And like I said, if you're familiar with the first two albums, you're going to dig this a lot. In fact, what they do is they do some kind of continuations of tracks from their debut album here. So we've got, first of all, it starts off with A Needle's Eye. First track, 7 minutes and change. Really good. One of the heavier tracks on the album. Big, bombastic, progressive metal. But again, they're not overly showy, these guys. Much more song-based, which I really like quite a bit. Then you got River Flow, track number 2, which is over 10 minutes in length, just under 11. That's another really good, epic-sounding prog metal track. Then you've got Perpetual Child, part 2, Forever, which is 14 minutes and change. That is a continuation of, I believe, the first track from the first album. So part 2 of that. So, a lot of these lyrical themes kind of continue on from stuff from that album, specifically these tracks that are continuation pieces. That's tremendous. Some really killer guitar and keyboard trade-offs. The drumming on this album is spectacular. The bass playing is really good. That's a really good song. Then you got Together Now, track number 4, 8 minutes. Another really good one. All My Years, track number 5, that's just over 4 minutes. That's one of the shorter, more compact tracks, one of the more accessible tracks on the album. I like that quite a bit. Then you got Float Away, another shorter, 4 minutes and change track. Again, some of these shorter songs show the more accessible kind of pomp rock side of the band. I mentioned like Styx and Kansas, right? Styx were always really good at doing kind of prog elements in these more mainstream hard rock and pop songs, right? These guys kind of have that knack for doing that as well. Then you got to finish out the album. You got To Say Goodbye, Part 4, Remembrance, which is more like a gentle kind of piano thing, right? Really, really nice. And then track number 8, To Say Goodbye, Part 5, Water Child, just under 15 minutes long. Mind-blowing song. And again, those continue on with To Say Goodbye from the first album. I think we had a couple parts on the first album, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe on the second album as well. I don't quite remember. But definitely, this is a continuation of stuff from the earlier material. I would say, as far as like my favorite songs on the album, probably The Needle's Eye, Perpetual Child Part 2, and To Say Goodbye Part 5. I mean, they really end the album on a high note. And if you really like Dream Theater at their most progressive and epic, you know, with doing all these like multi-part themes and whatnot, and bridging it all together nicely, To Say Goodbye Part 5, Water Child, is tremendous. And Josh's vocals are spectacular on the whole album. And I really like the ensemble playing here. It's really, really good. Love the production as well. Great sounding record. And yeah, progressive metal fans, this is the album for you. Like I said, if you love Dream Theater at their most epic and intricate sounding, right, but still with lots of hooks, and you love like 70s sticks, you like Dennis DeYoung, and you like that whole like kind of like AOR pomp rock thing, you know, where it's kind of proggy, but it's radio friendly. That's what this album is. Really good stuff. Lots of adventurous playing, and the songwriting is great. The way they weave the passages together, really, really good. So, guys, you've knocked it out of the park. Good to see you back all these years later. Tala agrees. So, Iceage, Waves of Loss and Power, available on Sensory Records. So, head on over to lasercd.com. You can pre-order this now. Like I said, it's not available. I think street date is March 10th. But get your order in now, and Ken will make sure you gets it right out to you on street date. So go check that out. LaserCD.com, Iceage, Waves of Loss and Power. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. Please do hit the like button as well. And down below, we've got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page, where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff. I've just been alerted that we've also got posters available on the SOT merch page. So if you're interested in a lot of our best-selling designs, you know, the whales and the dragonflies and all those really cool shirts designs that we now have a bunch of those available, and very affordable posters that you can kind of frame and put up on your walls if you like those designs. So go check that out. That link is below, and we'll see you real soon here with more stuff. Thanks for watching. I am Pete Pardo. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.